Vampyr's social system brings a welcome change to the action RPG formula. Offering a deep network that integrates player choice throughout the city, this title creates a unique experience few can match. Unfortunately, the level design and frustrating combat may turn many away. Hey everyone, I'm Tyler with Gilded Reviews, and today we are going to go in depth and see if Vampyr is worth the $50 asking price. Let's go ahead and start with the art, animation, and sound. Everything here for the most part is well done. The art style sticks to the gothic theme with a dark and dreary color palette that helps immerse you in this world. The sound also fits well, sporting a surprisingly good soundtrack and quality voice acting. Things start to change when we bring in the animations. It is not that they are bad, but they can sometimes feel choppy, unresponsive, or less fluid than you would like, especially during combat. Moving on, let's talk about the core of Vampyr, the social system. This is where the title starts to separate itself from the rest of the games on Steam. You play as a freshly turned vampire who also happens to be a doctor, and not just any doctor, but the world's leading researcher in blood transfusions. This creates some interesting situations and allows the game to further involve you in the lives and personal hardships of the people around you. This is really the best part of Vampyr. Getting to know the different citizens and exploring the social trees is a lot of fun. Before we go any further, I want to let you guys know when I say embrace, that means that you will drain them of all blood and kill them. Turning them is, well, turning them into a vampire, which the game does allow you to do at the cost of XP, and it is usually story-based. In Vampyr, you act like a detective, talking to people and helping them with their problems. This is a huge part of the game, and you will be doing it frequently. Helping people will increase the experience you gain if you decide to embrace them. The citizens can also get sick. This is easily fixed by crafting medicine and delivering it to them. They can't die on their own, but if you ignore them, they will lower the district's health, potentially plunging it into critical. If this happens, the town will be lost and overrun by monsters. All of this seems to be designed to get you attached to the NPCs. You will hear about their troubles and why things have happened this way, usually tugging at your heart, making it hard to embrace them. When you do decide to embrace someone, that person will be removed from the district and the rest of the populace will be affected. It will change their voice lines, increase shop prices, or lower the health of the district, causing it to go critical. Of course, on the flip side of that, if you help, heal, and refrain from eating people, the district will increase in health, lowering prices, giving you a more secure feeding ground if you decide you want a snack. And I loved all of it. I felt like a real vampire in a small town, helping where I could and taking the bad eggs off the street, increasing my levels dramatically. Unfortunately, the balancing here seems to be fairly rigid. Important, or let's call them nice, characters give drastically more XP than those that seem disposable. This also kind of bleeds into your character's design and RPG elements. The combat, which I will get into later, gets very repetitive and boring. To top it off, the XP you get from doing side missions or combat is minimal, kind of forcing you to feed on the citizens if you want to increase your level, which is frustrating. I found I needed the extra XP to increase passive skills enough to continue the story. I know you can complete this game without embracing anyone, and I'm sure people have already done it. I personally just don't find being weaker than your opponents fun. Now, embracing the general populace helped me notice something I found rather strange. When you embrace someone, you will start to look more evil, and the more people you eat, the more evil you will look, to the point where it's pretty obvious you are no longer human. I mean, your eyes are all black and red and there are veins all over your face, but no one seems to notice in the game. I mean, nobody. It just seemed a little odd in a game based on your interaction with people that a demon-looking doctor running around doesn't scare anyone. Alright, let's move on to the real issues I have with this title, the combat and level design. The combat has some pacing issues. It isn't awful, but there is so much they missed out on. For instance, there is absolutely no stealth, and when fighting, I found there was very little skill involved. I just teleported around until I saw an opening and then jammed on all of my attacks. It just really got monotonous, and I found myself longing for the city where I could just talk to people again. You also can't jump down and attack people either. This isn't just an issue with the combat, but with the level design as well. All of the streets are just straight paths, and you don't just travel through this nonsense once. You have to do it over and over again. There is no fast travel, no way to drive or fly, and the enemies respawn quickly. This makes the rather subpar combat take up entirely too much of this experience. To top it off, there are only like 7 or 8 types of enemies, including their stronger forms. So not only do you have to travel back through the same areas, but all of the enemies are pretty much the same as the last 50 groups you fought. Spawn points and all. Like I said, it isn't terrible. There are just some things they missed out on, and adding these to the game now would go a long way to making this title a must-have for Vampyr fans. Things like a New Game Plus mode would be great. Say I play through the game super evil so I could get the levels. Well, with New Game Plus, I could keep those levels and be good without sacrificing anyone, making the combat easier. Also, adding in a fast travel system would be outstanding. This is really the biggest thing I could suggest. I understand making the trip the first time and fighting the enemies along the way, but repeatedly doing it just makes it feel like they are trying to increase the playtime without having enough content. It could also help to raise the experience you get from combat, making embracing NPCs less crucial to your success. Vampyr is a unique experience that is held back by its own design. I would give this title a 6.8 out of 10. The atmosphere and social aspects bring a unique feeling to Vampyr I have not seen before, but the combat, lack of fast travel, and basic level design hurt the overall appeal of this title. Vampyr offers around 15 to 30 hours of playtime and is great for those RPG fans that are interested in exploring the social side of the game. However, for many, this title will not be worth the $50, and I recommend picking it up on sale. Really quick before I get out of here, I know I didn't touch on the story at all. Overall, I would say it was okay. Nothing great, but nothing bad either. The lore is pretty decent though, offering Vampyr fans another reason to pick it up. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I have been working on a ranking system for the games I review, and I plan on giving everything a score out of 10 now. If you want me to release a video explaining the score system, or if you think I should just post it up in the channel description, let me know in the comments. As always guys, if you like the video, throw us a thumbs up, or consider subscribing. It really helps us out.